Good morning, students. Last session we discussed the JP law of market, and also last class we discussed the assumptions of Say's law of market and the implications of Say's law of market and the criticism of Say's law of market. And today we are going to discussing very interesting concept, the Keynes theory of employment and income. J.M. Keynes was born in 1883 in London. He was a very famous economist in England, and he wrote one book in 1936, The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. It was a very famous book in economics, one of the famous book in economics, and according to the J.M. Keynes, the theory of Keynes was against the belief of classical economists, and the last theory was explained with the help of classical idea. And now the theory of Keynes was against the belief of classical economists, that the market forces like a demand, price, like this forces in the capitalist economy, especially USA, England, Russia, Japan and China. So adjust the capitalist economy, they are adjust themselves to attain the equilibrium between income and employment. So Keynes not only the criticized classical economist, but also he advocated his own theory of employment. It was a very famous theory in economics. It was commenced on 1936. The Keynes theory of employment was based on the view of only in the short-run business. For example, the factors of production, capital goods. Factors of production means land, labor, capital, organization, and capital goods like machinery and technologicals unchanged while we determining the level of employment. All the factors of production, all the capital goods and technology unchanged while we determining the level of employment in the classical level of employment in the Keynesian theory. The starting point of the Keynes theory of employment and income, the principle of effective demand. So this is known as effective demand. So effective demand denotes money actually spent by the people on products of industry to purchase the money actually spent by the people to purchase goods and services from the industries. And the money which our entrepreneur received from the people, the entrepreneur or industry to pay to in the form of rent, wages, interest, profit. The money which entrepreneur receive is paid in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. This 4 point is known as reward for factors of production. Reward for factors of production. What is the reward for factors of production? The factors of production simply FOP, land, labor, capital and organization. Land, labor, capital and organization. Rent is the reward for land, wages, coolie, salary is the reward for labor, interest is the reward for capital and profit is the reward for organization. Therefore, the effective demand is equal to national income, because how the effective demand is equal to national income? Effective demand means demand for all the peoples, the another name that is known as the value of goods and services in a particular period, normally 1 year at a particular country, goods and services. So the effective demand is equal to demand for all the people, those who are live in particular country. The another name are the value of goods and services at a particular period, at a particular time at a particular country. So therefore the effective demand is equal to national income. An increase in the aggregate effective demand. Aggregate means total or whole or entire. An increase in the total effective demand or aggregate effective demand or whole effective demand would increase in the level of employment. For example, if we appointed 100 employee in the industry, so we will produce 1000 units. And if you employ more people, 110, the output will increase from 1000 to 1100. So the demand will increase from 1000 units to 1100 units. So that is known as the aggregate effective demand would increase in the level of employment. So if you purchase more commodities in the industry they will produce more and they will employ more people in the production process. A decline in the total effective demand. A decline in the total effective demand. For example, if the industries they are producing 1,100 products in 2019 and they will employing 110 peoples. In 2020, the industry will reduce the product from 1100 to 1000 units. The product will decline from 1100 units to 1000 units. The next step, the industries they will reduce their employees from 110 to 100. So remaining 10 peoples they are lose their job. That is known as unemployment. A decline in the total effective demand would lead to unemployment in the country. The total employment of a country can be determined with the help of the total demand of the country. So that is known as effective demand is equal to Y plus C plus I is equal to output or employment. So Y is always denotes income and C is equal to consumption expenditure or consumption expenditure. I is equal to investment. Output is equal to employment. So the effective demand is equal to income of the people plus consumption expenditure of the people plus investment of the people. It will equal to the total output of the country. If the output is equal to the employment level of the country. Next we will move to the aggregate demand function. How the aggregate demand functioning in the particular country. According to the Keynesian model, the output is determined by the aggregate demand. Output is determined mainly by the aggregate demand. According to the Keynesian theory, the aggregate demand is the amount of money, total amount of money which entrepreneurs or business people expected to get by the selling of the output. So how much sales simply means how much money we will receive after the sales or after the output or after the final goods produced by the number of labor employee. So that is known as money is equal to output. It is equal to level of employment. Level of employment. So money is equal to output and output is equal to level of employment or number of employee they are employing in the particular job. And next we will move to components of aggregate demand function. What are the components of aggregate demand function? That is known as, one is known as consumption demand and another one is investment demand and another one is government expenditure and the fourth one is net export, that is export minus import. The desire or planned demand is the amount that households, firms, the governments, and foreign purchase would like to spend on domestic output. So next we will move to the diagrammatic explanation of this aggregate demand function. Aggregate demand function is equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. C is equal to consumption expenditure and I is equal to investment demand and G is equal to government expenditure and X minus M is equal to export minus import. Next we will move to the diagrammatic explanation. So in the diagram, O x-axis represent level of employment and O y-axis represent the aggregate demand. O x-axis represent level of employment and O y-axis represent aggregate demand. This curve is known as aggregate demand curve. We will explain one by one. This diagram explains the aggregate demand price increases. It is also called aggregate demand or aggregate price. Aggregate price. This aggregate price increases or sometimes the aggregate price decreases with the increase or decrease in the volume of employment. For example, if you employing more employee in your industries, your aggregate demand and aggregate price sometimes increasing, sometimes decreasing. The aggregate demand curve increasing. The aggregate demand curve increasing at the increasing rate. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you give the scale for this O y-axis, the aggregate demand curve increasing at the increasing rate, like 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, like this. The aggregate demand curve increase at the increasing rate in the beginning of your business, because your output is more, your sales is more, your price is more, you will employing more employers in your industry. So in the beginning stage of your business or beginning stage of country's economy, the initial stage, the aggregate demand curve increasing at a increasing rate, and then it will decreasing at a decreasing rate after reaching some point like this, E or P. After some years, the aggregate demand curve will decreasing at a decreasing rate. For example, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and finally it will reach 0. Initial stage it will increasing like 1, 2, 3, 4, and after reaching the position it will decrease like a descending order, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So it shows that the income increasing to increase in the employment, expenditure of the economy, it will increase at a decreasing rate. Students, next class we will going to discuss the very interesting concept, that is aggregate supply function and aggregate supply curve and equilibrium between aggregate demand function and aggregate supply function, and also we are going to discussing the difference between Keynesian theory and classical theory. Thank you.